Video 130. February 11, 2015. Mythi, many are asking, the access system to the Community Galactica database. That will be available when we are members. There will be some hierarchy for future reference. The nodes for connection provided by CG may receive large number of terminals. And the level of access to integrated information system in real time is based on the level of the planet that is. A planet level 1 can exchange technological information with billions of other levels 1. Of all regional CG through the universe, and geographically can see planets, constellations and galaxies of any level by way of research, but will not have access to the system of internal information of these planets of level 2 or higher. Anyone can use it without restriction system. Mythi, if energy can end up owing the cataclysms, is there any among you transfer something like a free energy system for communities? You speak of free energy generators. As there are several methods to accomplish this, you friends can reach some using the force of gravity on the planet or interlacing energized magnetic fields, which incidentally has been settled for decades. Has not only acted not to interfere with the dependency system created to keep a consumer society by the ruling elites, but with the advent of quantum molecular programming of materials, everything is much simpler. As an example, the driving force of your engine, both internal combustion and electric end, in an output shaft which are connected pulleys, gearboxes, propellers, etc. Right? Well, try to imagine a metal shaft, embedded in a bushing. The bushing molecules interacting with the shaft surface molecules by orientation of the spins of electrons from their atoms, causing superficial contrary fields between the two parts. This would force the shaft to rotate indefinitely, that is, forever or until those materials were properly deprogrammed. This is quantum mechanics, pure and simple. With more advanced programming techniques, you can interact with the process, accelerating or decelerating the rotation mentally or by touch, stopping, turning off or restarting as if you literally stepped on the accelerator pedal. Without any noise, without any fuel, without any problems. This technique, depending on the design and materials used, can generate, for example, a microscopic engine, imperceptible, or an engine with 50,000 horsepower with the engine weight you have today in your car. You see, a small rotational quantum engine could generate mechanical power anywhere at no cost or maintenance, to power any type of generator or vehicle. Another excellent option is the quantum chemistry, which can provide a battery that produces electricity without the need for charge, because its chemical components regenerate themselves indefinitely, replacing any losses on elements obtained in the environment itself. Power transmission through the atmosphere is also used by many societies, which functions as a permanent network of energy generated by various types of processes such as cold fusion. And receivers capture this energy where it is needed. This process works well in some types of atmosphere and in some levels of technology. As if it were used here on your planet, would interfere with most of your communication systems and electronics used today. Maybe in a next step this is a good solution. As you can see, you are just missing a small step. For the energy no longer be a need and pass to be a common and free good to all. During the transitional periods that your society is going, look out about old methods. used by your great-grandparents to survive a period without power, or has a generator and fuel. Batteries with solar panels, among other processes available to keep some services primary for these regional isolation times. Mythi, many questions about the counterweight that will be removed from the planet. Is there any timeline scheduled for this? See, this is the direct administration of scientists from CG. Not exactly know the timeline for the withdrawal, but I can say that is slowly being away this time. This should release the axis of the planet so that it naturally adjusts to the new reality of the system. The way this is being done, will give time for more advised to withdraw gradually from areas that begin to be affected. Depending on the wobble on the planet shaft, the counterweight could be seen in almost all latitudes. Your elites are not intended to give explanations for these facts, because they must go to their shelters when it get really affect populations. Pay close attention to tectonic regions under volcanism process. The volcanic system of Western North America is becoming very unstable, and can cause undesirable chain reactions so that the tectonic movement to grow. In Asia and in Europe the same symptoms will be observed. The measurements of the Arcturian scientists show this pressure increase, and there will be no more containment interventions because it is a process in which the nature of the planet should take control. Mythi, many questions about the new frequency of the planet, as it can be felt or measured. The beat frequency of Earth core was detected initially as a pulsation around 7.9 Hz and is now approximate 12 Hz. But the important thing is the geodesic frequency of planetary aura, which can only be measured in quantum units relating to the solar system to which it belongs. The photons of light can be measured and quantified, but the auric light is in another luminescence plan. A plan result of the direct influence of the level that the solar system is in development. A system level 1, will light up much stronger in the context of the galaxy to which it belongs, showing what can be found there in terms of civilization. Your scientists have noticed the increase in frequency of beat in all the planets in your solar system, including the Sun, in which case they do not manifest themselves for not having any explanation to give to the public. Mythi, many people who for 50 years or more has been following the Nibiru system as Dr. Robert Harrington, Carlos Munhoz Ferreira, among many others, many still have asked if it was a mistake to have followed and believed in the study of these professional astronomers. These people did a lot of research, really very elaborate, much work has been done on data available at certain times. In equations there are variables, and many of them had no idea of the direction that the Community Galactica would take to reduce the negative impacts to this colony already troubled by its internal problems. The various researches would be many of them really accurate if things had gone without interference. They did not take into account, and had no way of knowing, the change in frequency of your Sun, reducing what would be a solar maximum for a solar minimum, did not take into account the intrusion of TOS planet in the system, and not take into account the possibility Nibiru system is diverted to a static orbital position. All these variables have changed the overall picture, and you could follow it step by step during our conversations over the last 4 years that portrayed all happened so far. Friends, all of you can clearly notice that your institutions are degrading much faster in these times. Your church has never been more discredited, your governments showing all the signs of decades of corruption, sadism, abuse, indiscriminate killing, war for power and ownership among all the other lies. This brought a sense of insecurity that begins to affect not only the best informed, but even ordinary citizens are realizing something wrong in the context of everyday life. Your health system is controlled by governments, and many are now realizing the intentions behind the forced vaccinations. Air sprays, seed contamination, freshwater contamination, ocean contamination, etc. This is already waking up more people to seek information, and by my calculations, during the course of this year we can reach 30% of people more aware of the reality. And this will be a record not expected by many observers of this planet. The limit is close to the rope break, so be on guard and ready to help when your help is needed. Be safe, all of you.